For us, every day is a new opportunity to make sure our first impressions are always our best and to see possibilities on the horizon, to make our facilities and services more accessible and find freedom all around us. With a location proximity to active markets, with a liberal air transportation policy, that daily pursuit is how we turn everyday opportunities for you. For all destination marketing support, customized packages for new existing airlines and operators, and for a highly ranked tourist destination, the Gambia Civil Aviation Authority is here to serve. We regulate air transport, operate and manage BIA technical requirements merged with commercial considerations. We have experienced and well-trained aviation professionals to cater for your needs. For investment opportunities in building airport hotels, shopping malls, playground for children, do contact us on 4472-831, 4472-893. Gambia Civil Aviation Authority. We go beyond daily.
Stewart & Co. Solicitors, a legal excellence firm in London that can help you with all aspects of your legal work. If you are looking at immigrating to the United Kingdom, Stewart & Co. can help you to set up business, buy houses in the UK, and will deal with all your legal works from start to finish.
For all your general immigration work, we can help you with that as well. If you're applying for any form of visa, whether student visas, settlement visas, marriage visas, or a child wanting to come to the United Kingdom to settle with the family, we can help you to achieve your goals.
Stewart & Co. Solicitors, a legal excellence firm specializing in conveyancing, immigration, litigation, family law, personal injury, licensing, no win, no fee. Contact us today at www.sk-solicitors.com.
Can't do small or big projects with the same dedication and commitment as we do. With a reputation as the leading printing company in the country, when it comes to major projects and innovative solutions, we always deliver in high quality, thus receiving the trust and confidence of our clients. From the moment your order is placed to when it is delivered, we believe in exceeding expectations from the sales manager to the production team, the account manager, and the person delivering your material. We have state-of-the-art equipment and a highly experienced and competent workforce that enables us to deliver top quality work on time. At reasonable prices, we provide our clients with multiple solutions right from conceptualizing, designing, printing, binding, publishing, and distribution. For all your printing requirements, we are strategically located at the Sillah Highway, the Gambia Printing and Publishing Corporation. We print what you desire.
Introducing Gambia Corporate Internet for home use. See who everyone at home can be online at the same time and for less than you think.
Now daddy can be home early and mommy and dad with the family can all have fun together.
You can now complete your work at home with our stable, secured and super fast home broadband fixed wireless internet.
Home internet couldn't be faster.
Download, stream videos, research, play games, learn online and work from the comfort of your home.
You can do with the internet.
Join Gambia Sihu today and enjoy the fastest home wireless broadband internet at an affordable monthly subscription.
Gambia, creating a brighter future in communications.
Make a difference and text CAR CAR to 900 to win a car with Gamcell. Gamcell and Rotary Club of Bruceby brings you a chance to win a brand new SUV Corando. The more you text, the more chances you win. Join Gamcell today for your chance to win a car, fridge freezers, televisions, smartphones, and lots of cash prizes. Draws will be held live on GRTS TV. Proceeds will be used to help the humanitarian activities of the Rotary Club of Bruceby in the Gambia. Every SMS costs $10. Your SMS could save someone's life. Join us and text CAR to 900 today. A brand new SUV Corando awaits you. Rotary, making a difference. Gamcell, Yai Borom.
The president did not say that, I'm discontinuing the trial.
Of course, the statement says that. Do you want me to read the statement?
I read it.
The statement says.
No, what I'm saying, the president cannot say that the case will discontinue.
I am not going to have the Honorable Minister of Communication information when we have so many things happening right now in this country, just to limit myself to certain things. So you're going to have to excuse us, Oli.
Yes.
There are so many things that's happening right now.
Definitely.
First, I want to come on about the media laws before we get to all the other things that are happening. When this government came, the president every single day says, we are going to support with the media. We will not suppress the media. We are going to work with the media. But the laws that we have that was bad for the journalists in this country during Jammeh's time is still here.
In addition, he's been saying freedom of expression. This is what he's supporting. So these laws something needs to be done about it.
I'm also happy to say that since this government came to power, no journalist has been arrested because of your work.
Yeah, but everyone...
No journalists have
But the laws are still there.
Harmed. No newspaper has been closed down or harassed or gagged. No media house can say that you have been denied access to government information or government ministers or the presidency. I think the truth is this. Indeed, some wonderful efforts were done.
Yeah.
To the point even the Gambia Press Union took the matter to court, and they won most of their arguments.
Yeah.
But two things actually the Supreme Court did not agree.
Yeah.
First was the forced publication, and also sedition related to the president and the vice president. Now, when the packages were done, but at my ministry, I presented this thing before cabinet. We realized that some issues that we wanted to touch on were already dealt with by the Supreme Court, which is false information, false publication, and sedition. So we've decided to change the cabinet paper, and I want to say that we have already engaged the Attorney General, and hopefully in the fourth quarter of 2019, this bill will be brought before National Assembly because it's already done.
Yeah.
We are not reinventing the wheel. The Supreme Court has already nullified some of these things.
Yeah.
It's just now to take the administrative decision
Yeah.
and then go to the National Assembly and change them. We wanted to do this in December, but because of the extended debate on the budget and the supplementary appropriation bill, it could not have been handled at the National Assembly level. But I want to tell you that, and I can assure you that this commitment is there and it will be done. I have said this at the launch of the Gambia National Media Council.
I want to come there.
Yes, and really we are committed to that. Okay. Yeah.
I want to come to the media launch, the Media Council launch.
Yes.
Honorable Minister, when this GPU launched the Media Council, there have been a lot of praises across the whole country.
Yeah.
When you spoke at the launch, you raised a lot of eyebrows.
No,
is the government thinking of launching its own council to police journalists? Because yours...
No. You see, let me make this very clear. I was part of the committee that was set up representing the Gambia Radio and Television Services on this committee to look at the modalities for a media council in this country.
Yeah.
The Ministry of Information was represented by the Director of Information.
Yeah.
That is the height of commitment. Okay. The Attorney General's chambers was also fully
involved. Yeah.
And we are all very committed to it. You cannot use the power of government to police the media. Is wrong. Okay. What we said, when it comes to regulation, in any country, regulation is the business of the government.
Definitely.
Okay? We have nothing to do with, regulating what journalists should say and what they should not say, how they should say it. That is not our business.
Yeah.
This is an independent council set up by the GPU that we are even part of. One of the board members is the Director of Information.
Yeah.
We are fully behind this, we are fully supporting it, and it is in our best interest. But we are looking beyond what journalists are writing or saying. We are looking at the regulatory frame of the licensing issue. You cannot have the Independent Media Council giving license to... that is the job of the government. The government should take its
The government
responsibility.
issues license, yeah.
No, it issues license.
Yeah.
Currently, that is on the PURA. No, we are saying, okay, looking at the trend in the media and the dynamism that it comes with, we may need another independent, regulatory agency under the government to look at licensing, to look at policy about media and all those things. That's very important.
Yes.
That's very important.
That is regulation, Ebrima.
No,
but because PURA at this point is issuing license.
No, that's what
you
I'm
have
saying.
to go through regulations.
It's the same process, but you need to bring in energy and dynamism in it. At the moment, I have not seen anyone at PURA that has the thematic expertise.
You bring the expertise to the
PURA. We can do that, but
they can set up their.
That's why I'm telling you that these are policy options. We are looking at either to strengthen it, as a division within PURA, or have it as a separate agency. But we cannot, government cannot, abrogate that responsibility just because, an independent media council is set up. Who will be responsible for the policy initiative regarding licensing and all those things?
It's government's responsibility.
If government supports the council, government is part of this council, the government can work.
But government needs to have the overall responsibility of the regulation.
Is us.
The overall responsibility is government.
Of the media council, and we support it fully. Fatou, I am a journalist, okay? And it is because of my profession and what I believe in that made me, fled this country. I will not be part of anything, and I will not do anything that will bring me the bad things that we've all fought against in this country, okay? But what I'm telling you is that government should not be afraid to do what is right.
Yes.
And the right thing is to have a strong regulatory agency that will look at a whole range of issues about, licensing, policy, and everything.
But then, Mr. Sillah, it seems like government are like every sector they have a counter sector of it. Why don't you think it's better to just have that sector with PURA than setting up?
Listen,
because it's even with the spokesperson of government. You have somebody who's at State House. Then you have another spokesperson for government. You have government policy. Everything, there's just a subsection somewhere that is being managed by government. So,
policy is a dynamic thing. It's not static. You have to look at what is available. PURA is already well established. They have the experience in dealing with the media, but is it necessary to have this institution strengthened, and then, or is it necessary to have another agency? This is what
you strengthen before you get another.
Internally is part of the discussions, and then, we will do that. But, we are not going to abrogate the responsibility of doing what is right just because some people fear that, we are bringing in the old, the old memories.
Yeah, but can you commit that council is not going to be whatever you're going to set up is not going to be a counter thing to the media council or working against the interests of...
I'm only responsible for my concerns and my activities and what I do. I'm not responsible for what future holds for anybody. I'm just saying this. I have to be very clear. Government acts on the good conscience, and the good thing is that you have an independent media that is not muzzled, and this is the commitment of this government. I'm not going to, commit myself to, saying that, okay, in future this and no, I'm not going to do that. We have laws in this country. The Constitution of the Gambia is very clear about access to information, and if you do anything that is contrary to the principle of, the terms and letter of the Constitution is null and void to the extent of its, validity. So, we are conscious of what we are doing. This is not a dictatorship. This is a democratic government run on democratic principles. Whatever you do just because, you want to satisfy a section of the community and then bring in laws here that will gag the press, contrary to the stated position of the Constitution, then you are bringing in more trouble to yourself and unnecessary. Look, Gambia is one of the best countries in terms of ranking in 2018, and we want to continue to be ranked even much better. So I know that government will not do anything that will bring on it unnecessary attention.
Okay, talking about unnecessary attention. Talking about unnecessary attention. Critics say this government is no change to what we used to have.
Like what?
In fact, let me just come.
Like what?
In fact, the president using powers that he doesn't have.
Like
number one,
like
let me list a few things. Number one, unnecessary spending. We have seen the supplementary bill. Let me just come. The supplementary bill that was tabled in front of the National Assembly just weeks before the end of the year, which a lot of Gambians were not happy about. Number two, the commission just today, the Faraba Commission report that was presented to the president, which he vowed to implement to the latter, to avoid any occurrence of the same situation. The presidency, Office of the President yesterday released a statement indicating that the president has accepted to stop the prosecution of the people that were being taken to court for killing people in Faraba and also damaging properties. The president does not have that powers. The powers of stopping an ongoing process lies in the hands of the public prosecutor, approved by the Attorney General's office. This morning, the Attorney General's office issued a statement distancing themselves. In fact, the Minister of Justice said this was a misinformation.
Did he distance himself?
He did, because what he said. He said the president. He said the president does not have those powers. He mentioned that.
Okay, just to add on to that, even before you come in. Just to add on to that before you come in.
Let me come. Let me continue. Why would this is just one of those. Why would the president's office do certain things that they don't have powers to do?
Fatou, let me just clarify these 2 points that you've asked. First, about the supplementary appropriation bill.
Yeah.
And also the purported statement from the Office of the President.
Not purported, it's a statement.
Okay, now, let me tell you. The supplementary appropriation bill that was presented was not an overspending on behalf by this government. Okay? No, let me tell you.
Please elaborate.
When the government came in, you know the situation that we've inherited with NAWEC. The bad debt of nearly, I think, $10 billion. Okay? Now, the World Bank, in its wisdom, gave a support, you know, to NAWEC, but also Gambia government was also to pay. This was never budgeted for in 2017. Okay? It was never budgeted for, but this was necessary to bail out NAWEC because NAWEC owed creditors. They also owed those people that were supplying heavy-duty fuel, and we had, I mean, horrendous power outages in this country. So it was necessary to help them financially to be able to offset some of those things. This was never budgeted for. Gambia government's contribution was $250 million. That was to be raised through treasury bills. This was never budgeted for. But at any rate, it was paid anyway. Now, because the revenue could not be raised, of course, it has to come through as supplementary. The other one that was paid to the Ministry of Defense was not a reckless spending. What happened was that since Yahya Jammeh came to power, so many people were dismissed from the army. And then when the new government came in, a panel, or a committee was set up to look at issues of wrongful dismissal from the service. And a whole lot of decisions were taken. So many people were brought back. Those who could not be brought back were paid their back salaries and also their social security dues and whatever. All those things were never budgeted for, but they were paid anyway. The police, okay, the Ministry of Interior, the same thing. A lot of people were sacked from the police. They appeared before this commission, and it was discovered that they were wrongfully.
What about the Office of the President and other departments?
There was nothing from the Office of the President from the supplementary application.
Of course, the first bill that was tabled.
Yes.
Before it was
the first bill that was tabled.
The one that was
tabled.
No, the first that was
the 585 million.
No, I mean the 1 point something.
1.2 billion.
That was tabled first.
No, that's what I'm telling you. What is approved is what we are talking about.
The 585.
What was tabled is what we are trying to digest first.
No, hold on. What is approved is what the public is spending on.
Okay.
So let me talk about
if the public has not cried,
that they would have approved that. It was 1.2 billion.
Why that in the first place?
We will come to that. Just listen.
Okay.
Let me just get to this so that, because the public need to understand this.
Yes.
Okay. The other one that was meant for the public service, it was the same thing. A lot of Gambians were unlawfully and wrongfully terminated. They were all reinstated and paid back some of them back salaries and whatever. And then most of these things, Fatou, were never budgeted for.
Okay.
So as a government, it was never recklessly spent. Yes, maybe, I mean, something better could have been done where, I mean, a wide sector consultation, you know, is held. But governments are never perfect. Okay. Anywhere in the world, mistakes will happen, but this is not a reckless government. No ministry, and you can go around and, you know, find out yourself. I have not seen any ministry that has overspent its budget.
They have been.
So what happened to the...
They have been.
Which one?
They have been.
No, you see, certain lines, let me tell you.
They have been.
No, hold on. Certain lines might have been overspent, like the travel vote.
Yes, travel.
But in those of us who have had the opportunity of managing projects, you have what you call environment. You know, if you know that you are low in this particular budget line, you can use it, you know, to authorize to move to the other one, although it has a percentage, that is ceiling. You know, which you can do. You have that, you know, but I have not seen any ministry that says that they have spent their entire allocation to the point that they could not do operations. No. I mean, certain votes might have been overspent. And this is normal in, I mean, governance procedure. I mean, you may have more than what probably you've budgeted for, or you can underspend it, and those areas that you want to do you could not complete, you can ask for environment, and if it is approved by the Ministry of Finance, then you know you'll have the opportunity to spend. The good thing about this part, we have a government that listens, and then we are into conversation. And that in itself is extremely very good.
Yeah.
Now, this particular thing that you talk about the Faraba thing,
yeah.
The Office of the President in its own wisdom, following consultation, and listen to this, okay? I mean, when information was sent to the Office of the President that the people of Faraba, through their Council of Elders and the Alcalo, you know, opted for the withdrawal of this case. And these are the people that, you know, whose relatives were killed, their properties were destroyed, and, you know, they opted for reconciliation. If you go to Rwanda, and some of the countries that in East Africa, have been in East Africa, you know, a lot of people would prefer, I mean, alternative routes to going to court. And the people thought that this was the best option for them. Now, if that reached the president, and the president accepted that this is something that, so since it came from you, we have no problem with that. Of course, the president will issue a press release to say that following consultation with the people of a community, they came and said, we are discontinuing, I mean, the trial. Or we are, no, not the trial, but the case. We are no longer interested in going to court on this matter. Of course.
But Mr. Sillah,
Mr. Sillah, wait. Ibrima, let's get this right. Only let me come. Let's get this right. No, Ibrima, wait. See, I know you. I have followed you over the years.
Yes,
Ibrima, let's do what is right.
Yes.
You know,
this is what we are all
because
doing.
What should have known? The president does not have that power. Can we establish that?
And he has to be in consultation with the Attorney General and the Minister of Justice.
But the president did not say that, you know, I'm discontinuing the trial.
Of course, the statement says that. You want me to read the statement?
I read it.
The statement says.
No, what I'm saying, the president cannot say that the case will discontinue.
The president has said he has agreed
and has accepted
the case discontinue the case
after consultation with the alcalos and the people.
He has agreed.
No, Ibrima.
Terminating.
He said they are discontinuing.
No, he has agreed
to discontinue.
He has agreed
to discontinue.
With who?
He hasn't
the alcalo and the people of Faraba.
No, he did not say that only.
No, this is English.
Ibrima,
listen.
Look.
After consultation with the alcalo. But my point is, the president needs to
bring sanity in this discussion, because this is important. Read the statement.
Ibrima.
The president has agreed with who? To discontinue.
Ibrima, let me tell you.
Ibrima,
you know what this is reminding? Let me tell you what this is reminding people. This is reminding people of Jammeh. You know what happened? Jammeh will employ people after a few days and sack them. No, we'll employ them, sack them, and then bring them back. And then they'll say because of his goodwill, he has forgiven them. There's an issue somewhere, he steps in. Because of his goodwill, he has forgiven them. That's the trend.
The president did not step in there.
No, he didn't, but that's the trend we're seeing. We're not saying he stepped in. This is written in black and white.
It takes a very strong government to accept.
He should not get involved.
Hold on. Nobody is involved in this matter. Please let us be honest to ourselves.
We're talking about justice here.
Only listen. The president has not gone to anywhere to say that discontinue the case. It is the people themselves who came and said, look, we are not interested in this matter to be continued.
Yes.
He has agreed to that.
Yeah.
Now it is left to the Director of Public Prosecution to discontinue or to continue. That is their domain.
No, and the president should have just said, go to these people, this is not my domain.
Let me read this. Based on the foregoing, the president has accordingly accepted
of what?
The case.
Of the appeals from the people of
Read the entire statement for people to know. Because don't start
from
the middle.
let me tell you
what. On the foregoing of
let
what?
me.
Fatou, I was editor of a newspaper and a radio.
Do you want me to bring the newspaper?
I have been a journalist all my life.
Ibrima, let me read what I'm saying.
Yeah, read from the beginning.
What is not accepted? Let me just say.
No,
what is not accepted, Ibrima? No.
Look,
no, let me read.
I am a passionate defender of,
let me get the newspaper.
No.
It's here. I'm reading it.
Let me read.
Let me read.
I will not be part of anything.
But the people should not even go to the president. If this is already in the judiciary.
Can you have
read for us?
I'm reading. Let me read.
The community, through the alcalo of the village, Mr. Omar Kujabi, wrote a letter to the president, accompanied by a sworn affidavit requesting, among other things, the withdrawal of criminal charges in the matter to promote through reconciliation peace, stability in the village. Additionally, the community stated that they were satisfied and appreciative of the responsible leadership demonstrated and acts of compassion that the president and his government had undertaken after the incident, such as the visit by the president to the community in the aftermath of the incident and setting of the commission of inquiries and appointment of coroner, as well as his decision to act on the recommendations of the investigations commission, among other gestures.
Exactly.
Based on the foregoing,
fantastic,
the president has accordingly accepted to respect and grant the wishes, particularly of the community, particularly the families of the victim, to immediately withdraw all charges. The president cannot withdraw the charges.
Yes, that's true.
That should come from the Attorney General's chambers through the Director of Public Prosecution.
Listen, it said wish. This was the wish of the community.
Yeah.
The president has agreed with them.
Yeah.
Now the administrative procedure does not lie with the president.
But this is beyond administrative procedure now.
Listen, no.
Ebrima,
the president's court cannot withdraw any case from the court.
Mr. Sillah, we have seen this recently. We have seen the president and the Minister of Justice. But recently, we've seen Minister of Justice and the president saying different things.
President Barrow cannot exercise a power that he does not have.
So, but why is he doing that?
He is not even saying that I'm withdrawing the case. Did he say that?
That's what he said.
He has agreed with the wishes of the community.
To withdraw!
Yes! Look, this is simple.
No, Ebrima. See, I think what is important here, you
should not even get involved in that.
Let me say this.
Yes.
You, Ebrima Sillah, has been front center.
Exactly.
When Jami makes decisions like this, you were there saying...
No, but this is different. In Jami's decision, it will be acted on immediately. Yeah. What did this Attorney General say? No, the president, you do not have the power.
But why
you do not have the power. No, listen.
This is the problem.
Listen,
Before
Fatou.
the presidency releases this statement,
they need to be in consultation with the people responsible.
We listen to each other and make sense out of this.
We are.
The president is saying that I have agreed with your wish to withdraw the case immediately.
Yes.
Does that make the case withdrawn from the court?
Not
no.
Yet.
It will be, of course, done by the Attorney General's chambers if they so wish that this is something that they cannot prosecute.
Why would the statement come from the president?
No, because the people wrote a letter to the
Let the president respond to them. Why the president make a public announcement saying that he's going to withdraw the charges?
No, he's not saying that he's going to withdraw.
That's what they said. Withdraw the charges.
No. Did he say that I, as President Barrow,
President
of the Republic, accepted the wishes of the people to withdraw the case? That's what he said. But not say that I'm using my executive power to withdraw a case.
But Mr. Sillah, if they haven't gone to the Minister of Justice,
we are not going to agree.
But between, I have agreed with a group of people, in their wisdom that they don't want to continue
the office of
case.
the Attorney General.
The
office of the Attorney General. Let me read the statement.
Let me learn before you come there. I saw the statement by the Attorney General.
Yes.
The president, in his wisdom, said, I have agreed with your wishes to discontinue this case immediately.
Yes.
Now, it is left to the Attorney General whether they will discontinue or not. And there is a whole lot of difference between I agree with your wish to withdraw a case and I am withdrawing a case.
So
it's
why?
Simple English.
So you see,
I don't
yes.
want to argue over it again.
See?
Let those who don't understand this simple English go and continue to
The reason,
Yes.
including the Attorney General's office, because including the Attorney General's office, because the Attorney General, the statement you just said includes me and the Office of the Attorney General, because the Attorney General's office just issued a statement. Let me read.
Yes.
The Office of the Attorney General notes with concerns expressed over the recent press release from the Office of the President about the Office of the President about the discontinuation of the prosecution for about 5 victims, which was in. There is concerns.
But then why would the presidency, the Office of the President, make statements like this without consulting the Minister of Justice?
Government,
Ebrima. Let me tell you.
Would you agree there is miscommunication in this government?
Fatou, I can only tell you one thing. You see, this shows how passionate and independent institutions are and those manning those institutions. Nobody is prepared in this country to sell yourself or your soul to anybody. Okay? The Attorney General, being a constitutional lawyer and a human rights defender, came out and made a position on this matter.
Yeah.
Shows how, passionate he is about independence of the judiciary.
Okay.
The comments of the president do not in any way represent that he is, withdrawing the case. He does not even have those powers.
He does not.
What the press release said was, I have agreed with your wishes to discontinue this case.
Okay.
Not I am withdrawing this case. This is a simple English thing. People should not try to mix up in things and then you try to confuse people. Yes.
Including the Office of the Attorney General?
No, the Attorney General.
Because they just issued concerns over the statement.
They have to be concerned.
About the statement?
No, they have to be concerned.
They said their statement. They're concerned about the statement.
Look, the Attorney General will of course be concerned because this has implications of free trial and the independence of the judiciary. That is his mandate.
Definitely.
And this government will appreciate that. Okay? But it is not in any way implying that the president can. How can he withdraw?
Mr. Sillah, I just have a question.
How can he discontinue?
I want to ask you this. Who monitors and manages press releases coming from Office of the President? Because this is not the first time the Office of the President have made a statement and Minister of Justice would counter the statement. We've seen when that Norwegian national, the alleged pedophile, was released. The Office of the President made that statement. The Minister of Justice made a counter statement. Since then, anyway, we haven't heard anything on that case. Maybe it's still proceeding or not. Yes, but then who manages the Office of the President, their press releases? Who gives these approvals?
I'm not under the Office of the President.
Are you not the overall umbrella that manages that?
No. Listen. The Office of the President has the Director of Press and Public Relations that is not under the Minister of Information.
Okay.
They have their own independent communication unit that coordinates with the media about press releases coming from the Office of the President. Okay? What we used to have under the PPP government was that the Director of Public Relations or the Director of Press was appointed from the Ministry of Information, one of the senior officers probably from Radio Gambia or Information Department based on seniority and qualification will be posted there and you'll be working under the directive of the Director General of GRTS or then the Director of Information then. When Jammeh came, he broke all these established norms and then because of how probably patronage and those who think they can get closer to him set up this unit. And then since then, it became a stand-alone directorate under the Office of the President. I am not working under the Office of the President. I have no administrative powers over the staff that work at the Office of the President. However, as part of the overall efforts by my ministry to provide synergy in the way we communicate, we collaborate on a whole number of issues to ensure that we effectively communicate. Because there is a difference between to communicate and to effectively communicate. Yes, these are mishaps that could not have happened if there is a proper coordination. Okay, and that is why we have a government spokesperson.
Yes.
In all over the world. White House, they have their own spokesperson, but U.S. government, they have their own spokesperson as well. The State Department and all others. You've never seen, a Minister of Information in the United States going to brief the media. So in the UK and all those places, you have designated government spokespersons, you know, who do this kind of job. If I have issues, I mean, for example, if Kerr Fatou has issues that they want to settle with the government, and I am seen going out to, you know, I mean, comment on those issues in a manner that is like biased towards you, how do you expect me to administratively, you know, deliver justice when this matter comes before me? Because I've already taken a stated position on that as information minister. So it is important that you have a kind of like a buffer, so that, you know, I will be there leading on policy. And whoever is affected by the policy can come to me and then listen, I listen, and then, you know, we do what is right. But if I go out to defend the policy that you have problems with, how do you expect me to, you know?
Be fair.
Yeah, so, you know, those are the things. And I think this is a good, rational, you know, thing to do, that to have, you know, you have a director of, you have a government spokesperson. I mean, I think lessons are learned. Yeah. But I have to say that...
But there should be more coordination. Do you agree there should be more coordination?
There should be more coordination.
Before statements are made.
And let me tell you, all governments will continue to face this kind of issues because, you know, the issue of governance is so dynamic. It's not static. You know, there are cross-cutting issues. And then, you know, sometimes there will be bumps, you know, and these bumps, you know, when they're going to bump, you know, then when you open your eyes and say, wow, I should have driven more carefully. No, listen, okay? So I think, you know, we've all learned some lessons here and there. But, you know, this press release, we got to be very careful, go and read it. You know,
I still maintain me and so many other people, including the Ministry of Justice,
let me tell you,
have concerns over this statement.
I'm not the least bothered about how you interpret it. As I told you this in the beginning.
The language.
You know, the language is clear. The president.
The language is not clear.
No, hold on. The presidency has accepted.
To drop charges.
Has accepted and has agreed
with
the stated position
of the
people of Faraba
to drop
that
charges.
they want to discontinue.
The president doesn't have the power.
He has agreed. No, he's not discontinuing the case.
See, that's why if the messaging comes from the government spokesperson or the Ministry of Justice, it would have been better. Okay, so going forward, Honorable Minister, going forward
with the community to discontinue the case.
Yes, but he cannot discontinue the case.
He cannot discontinue.
Okay, that's very clear. He cannot discontinue the case.
Between I have agreed with you to go to nightclub and that I am going to nightclub with you.
Okay,
going forward.
Okay, we have to talk about the elephant in the room in every office.
Yes.
Yeah? Recently, we heard the president where he's making statements saying, if you cannot work with me on my national development plan, you have to leave or I'll sack you. I mean, you being in cabinet.
Yes.
How does that translate? What's the environment like? Because you're talking...
Who is the president talking about?
Exactly, because that's why I said the elephant in the room. Because you have your ministers, and you're saying to your ministers and to people who are like working for the government, if you don't agree to my national development plan, if you don't agree to my agenda, if you don't want to work with me with this plan, you can leave or I will sack you. Who is the president?
This is what all presidents do.
No, Mr. Sillah, please.
Listen. This is my vision, guys. You sit with people. This is my vision.
That's why you have cabinet.
No, that's what I'm saying.
You have cabinet meetings. Yeah, if you have issues with your cabinet members, you tell them.
Fatou, politics is politics. You know, president said, okay, this is my vision.
Yeah.
Guys, that's how we want to work. But if you feel that, you know, you cannot work with me on this vision, you have the option to leave.
Yeah.
That's not a problem. I am not the least bothered about this because I know that I am in this government with a clear conscience. I'm delivering my work. And when I sit with president, I tell him not what he wants to hear, but what he needs to hear on policy and on any issue. Okay? I know all other ministers, when they sit with the president, they talk to him on what he needs to hear and not what he wants to hear.
So who's he referring to?
No, listen to me. This is normal in game of politics.
But all of a sudden, these statements are just coming left, right,
I am not in the mind of the president.
Ebrima.
No, hold on, Fatou. Listen, I am not in the mind of the president, and I'm not going to speculate on that issue.
Ebrima, the president says the NDP, that is the National Development, which every meaningful Gambian will want to support. Because, of course, the pledges that the government has got through that NDP. But again, the president is also championing the projects of the Barrow National Youth for Development, which some government, notably the vice president, have said they are him and his members of his party, ministers from the UDP, are only going to support the NDP, but anything apart from the NDP, they are not supporting. So what does that put people in where the Barrow National Youth Development?
Listen to me. if you have answers about the questions about those things, you should ask the president.
No, I'm asking
no,
you.
Listen.
You are
it is very unfortunate that you sit in front of a president.
So
and he says this thing.
I do.
You don't ask him.
No,
okay,
no.
We will ask him when we sit in front of
the
him.
vice president.
Ibrahim, no, I have not.
Listen
Let
to
me
me.
quote what the vice president said. Exactly. He said, the UDP will support the national development plan of this government.
That's why we are
Anything apart from the national development, you are not part of. UDP is not part of.
So listen
the
to
president.
Me.
Let me come. Let me finish.
Do you expect government ministers to support something that is not, the approved mandate of the government?
Let me come. Baro,
do you know
what the president said in URR?
I was in URR. What did he say?
Not the opening, the meeting.
The
meeting he had in Woolly.
I was there.
The president said the Barrow Youth Movement members are here to support his national development agenda.
Yes.
Anybody who does not want to help, who is throwing stones at these people, this is what he said.
But did he say ala government na nyatota? Did he say that? This is
recently,
this is language now.
Ibrima, let's say this in local language.
You are trying as a communicator.
Ibrima, sign.
Let's complete this.
Baroko.
Let's complete it in English.
Oh, let's complete it in
Barrow
English.
said, if you don't support the national development plan,
yes,
you are either in support of it or
you are
not
out.
in support of it.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
Now, this is what the entire government is subscribed to.
Yes.
To support the national development plan.
He went further.
Yes.
And then, I did not hear him say that, he said, if you are not supporting the Barrow Youth Movement. I am not Barrow Youth Movement. I am not in that movement.
Yes.
And I don't even know who are their members.
You don't support the Barrow Youth Movement?
Why should I be part of Barrow Youth Movement when I have a government agenda?
Okay, Mr. Sillah. Mr. Sillah.
It's very clear.
Mr. Sillah.
Tell me which minister is part of Barrow Youth Movement.
Mr. Sillah.
Which minister? Tell me.
Mr. Sillah.
Because we are mandated by the Constitution to do certain things.
Yes.
If people come, and listen to me.
Yeah.
For me, if UDP Youth Movement comes and say they want this thing, I will support it as my individual effort. If Barrow Youth Movement comes to say that this is what we want to do, and I think there is sense in it, I'll support it. If APRC Youth Movement comes and they said they want to do, I will support it. Because it's all part of the national agenda.
Yeah.
Okay? What I don't want to be part of, and what any minister in the government is not part of, is to, organize yourself through, proxy groups to say that, this is what is going to champion the development of the country. No. This is a government for Christ's sake.
Okay.
This is a government.
Do you say this thing to the president?
Look, I discuss a whole lot of issues with the president, and they are privileged conversations which I will not tell you.
Okay, Mr. Sillah, recently, before we go far, I read on the newspaper, so it might be they misquote him, or I don't know. But the president is saying that they're coming. You want to come to the presidency through the back door. I stood for 3 elections and I won all 3. It's like, and it's the way they said it, according to the newspaper, yes, which is he said he won
3 elections.
3 elections, which is the UDP preliminary elections, the convention, and the presidency. So if anybody wants to become president through the back door,
but that's
it says back door. If anybody wants to become a president through the back door, he will not accept it. It's like you go to the bush, you kill a lion, and then you take the lion and you feed the lion to hyenas. Nobody would do that, and he will not do that because he defeated the dictator. And then the way the president has been speaking lately, it's like all efforts, he did it single-handedly. From newspapers. From newspapers, how they're quoting him.
It's not newspaper. That's what
From how they're quoting what he's saying.
You see, this is local language when you are speaking in Mandinka.
That's why I wanted to say it in Mandinka.
No,
how they wrote it in the paper, how I read it.
Listen, I have had the opportunity in my life to be trained as a professional translator from local languages into English. And from English into local language.
Ibrahim, but in Fananga Manika kama moile.
Listen.
Ngamanika kama moile.
Nte Fananga moile.
Nte nga susule.
Nte Fananga susule.
Ibrahim, nte Fananga susule.
Nte Fananga nte mo nga moile.
Fananga karao ka ekonomi ya longo. Nga nse kunka kumol fasar moli.
Fananga susule.
Nibe Manika kama fala in certain places you can say nte.
Ayolofo.
Represented is like I. If you look at the Quran, where God will say we. It doesn't mean that God has other associates. Yes, that we is singularly referring to God.
That we is the people.
Yes.
But
no, I'm just telling you, this is just language. President Barrow cannot claim to be the sole, person that has championed the change that we are enjoying today. And he has never even said that. And he will never say that because he knows the collective efforts that was put in by the coalition and the Gambian people. And for us, we can be ever thankful to the coalition that brought in this change.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because we all know that without the coalition, the change would not have happened. They've all brought in their energy, their power, their political experience, their finances and everything. And today, thank God, we are all enjoying that. So this is something that nobody can single-handedly say that you've done it. And this thing did not even start in 2016. It started all the way.
From 1994?
No, even before,
96.
Even before AFPRC came to power. We have all these splinter vanguard groups that were set up to effect change in this country. And then when the coup happened, some of them were of course, a part of the agenda of the military, but some stood their grounds. They continued with the vanguard movement. Some of us were, recruited into the UDP that came about as UDP today. The vanguard movement that turned into UDP today. And the likes of Amadou Sane, Boriture, the late Sidia Jata, Sidia Sanyang, ML Sillah in the US. This guy, the ambassador in China, Cisse. And so many others were part of this vanguard movement. We used to, and the late Uncle Kutubo Diwa, who was Kutubo Mane, who was the coordinator. We have the likes of Yankuba Diwa. They are all alive today. They can tell you a lot about that vanguard movement. And that's what, transformed into the UDP. The elders were choosing to, bring all the 4 political parties that were banned then. And then, we formed a strong movement, a strong, recognized legal entity. But, the vanguard movement was there. Some of us were very young when we were recruited into that. So let me tell you, this change, yes, it happened in 2016. But the efforts to bring about what we are all enjoying today started a long time ago. And President Barrow is conscious of this. He knows about this. Sometimes when you speak, you use the I rather than the we. But that does not necessarily mean that, you are the sole, person who actually championed this thing.
But people used to say my team, but now
are concerned about the president's
maybe that's one factor that I will
he used to say my team, but now it's
as information minister, that this is a concern that Kerr Fatou and their followers are saying, because nobody ever has told me this. We will definitely...
Mr. President, not just like the whole Gambia.
Mr. President, Kerr Fatou is concerned that...
So the people said, he used to say my team, but now it's I.
The president, when he came, was loved by everybody.
Exactly.
This guy was very humble. The way he speaks, the way he brings out his messaging. I used to tell people, I don't want to interview President Barrow in English. I love to interview him in the local languages because you get the best out of him. He was this humble president, the loving and very caring person when he speaks. That has disappeared. Well, a lot of people said, that has disappeared.
A lot of people said.
No, let me come. A lot of people said, no, the guy used to speak in a very soft tone. Now he speaks with a lot of anger. And a lot of people think the president is now, instead of concentrating on development, is only politicking, trying to cement next term.
A lot of people say.
That is the talk out in town, Ebrima.
Well,
this is the talk in town.
People are entitled to their opinion. And we should not in any way attempt to even stifle that. That is what we all fought for.
But is this a concern to you guys that people are worried about the way the president...
Any worry that people express should be a serious concern to us as a government. Because we are a listening government. And this is what makes us strong as a democracy. And that is why we encourage people to continue talking and talking and talking, because at the end of the day, we don't want to lose that, patronage that we've got from the people. It's extremely very important that you have your people behind you. And if people are saying that they are worried about the way certain things are done, so of course we have to take note of that and take a serious action about it. It's really very important. That is in the best interest of the president, is in the best interest of this country, is in the best interest of the government. Because what you don't want is to have a divided people. And the way you are explaining it, it means that maybe people are hugely divided.
Yeah, it's a concern.
So I mean, that is a genuine concern, and you know, of course, it will get to the right people, and then we will see how to quickly work around that.
And as the Minister of Information, I just want to make this point very clear, because from what I am saying, it's something I read on the newspapers. So I think there must be a body or an institution or something that regulates or like check how these people report, because what I am saying is it was reported, and that was exactly how it was reported. So for me, reading the paper, I would say the president said, because it clearly says the president said, and
there is no problem in you understanding it that way. You see, the thing is, when language is spoken in local languages and you have to translate it into English, there is no way that you can have a perfect match in translation. What you always do is to have the immediate right word and use that as a text. Sometimes the translated word in English may not reflect the true position of what was said. But you cannot continue to be going after people over those kind of things. You know, that should not even be the essence. I think what should have been done is for us to be more cautious in whatever we say and how we say it, because this is a democracy. But if you want to be overboarded about all those things also, then you know you will not even be able to make a statement in the public.
And finally,
whatever you say, people will have a strong opinion.
The elephant in the room, though. Let me just roll my sleeve.
There are no elephants.
There is a big elephant in the room.
The tusks are too big for
the relationship between the president and the vice president.
What about the
relationship with the president and the vice president? The president is throwing jabs from the State House every weekend. He organizes a political rally, which is not even acceptable. That is the People's House. And the vice president every weekend crosses over to go campaign on behalf of the UDP and throwing jabs from the other end. This is not in the interest of the country. The president has the powers to appoint and fire anybody. If he feels like there's somebody in cabinet that he doesn't feel like is supporting his agenda, it's the honorable thing for the president to relieve that person of his cabinet position and concentrate on the national agenda, because there is a lot at stake, Mr. Ebrima Sillah. And it seems like there's a big problem between the president and the vice president, and it's evident. It's evident.
Like what?
It's evident, Ebrima.
Like what?
When the president speaks about people that are not supporting his agenda and the vice president.
So who do you think is that person?
Of course he's talking about the vice president.
Of course.
Yes,
very
of course.
Emphatic.
Yes.
What is the proof?
I 100% sure he's talking about
100% sure, but no.
He's talking about the vice president.
You can be sure about something, yet it is not true.
And
look,
Ebrima,
Fatou, we have to be careful.
Ebrima, that is the truth.
Let me tell you one thing. Me, I am in cabinet. I am 100% UDP, and I'm not afraid to say that, and I'm not embarrassed about that. Ousainou Darboe is like a father to all of us. Me, when my father died in my absence, it was Ousainou Darboe, the late Solo Sandeng, and the UDP executive who stood as father for me here. I will not be part of anything that will disrespect Ousainou Darboe in this country. President Barrow will not be part of anything that will disrespect Ousainou. He knows the consequences. We are a family.
What are the consequences?
Listen, because President Barrow was the one who went all over the country and said, Ousainou is his, and he meant it truly.
But President Barrow is the president.
Listen, he is committed to that. There is no problem between President Barrow and Ousainou. Okay, there is no problem. People will have their perspective, perceptions about this. Political difference does not mean that you have a problem. President Barrow can sit with the Honorable Vice President, and then they discuss about issues that affect this country. Okay? Now, for me, I know that President Barrow has the highest respect for the Vice President. When all this noise, and let me tell you a simple, when all this noise actually, started getting to fever pitch, I went to the President and asked, but look, what is going on? People are saying that you want to form your own party, that you want to humiliate the Vice President. I found him, I think, reading the Quran or something. He told me, you see, Ebrima, let me tell you one thing. He swore that I have the highest respect for the vice president. Even if he's not the vice president, I will do something for him that I have not even done for my father. Then I went to, and they are watching this program. I went to the vice president. I said, look, what is going on? People are saying that, you know, you want to resign from the government, that, you know, you are having a problem with the president. And some, you know, he looked at me for almost, you know, how sometimes when the vice president is puzzled and how, you know, for almost 5 minutes, he said, I'm disappointed. I told those of you who are like, you know, my children in politics, I told you know me. But I'm disappointed you still don't know me. You still don't even know anything about me. He said, I am worried about 2 things in my life. My legacy and my name. What is done in my name and my legacy. Barrow is part of the UDP. We see him as UDP and we will support him. Wow. So why are people trying to do all these things just to, you know, bring in confusion?
Well, when you see UDP,
I'm just telling you that there is, you see, UDP is, we as
when
UDP,
you see UDP prominent supporters attacking the president because they believe there's an issue.
No,
exactly.
there is a strong internal democracy in UDP. Most of the political parties that you have in this country don't do this. We UDP, when issues come and you don't agree with it, this is, you know, because we came from a vanguard movement where you, Fatou, can just go and recruit somebody and then that person will be loyal to you, you know, and along the chain, they all come. We are all UDP, our grand agenda, you know, we are all committed to that. So now when you have a strong opinion about something, you don't have to hide in a smaller cluster group and then say it. You come out and say it. And that strengthens our internal democracy. People criticizing Barrow from the UDP in itself is not bad. Because then it helps us to be on our toes to know that, hey, even our own party militants are not happy with this. We better, you know, look at things carefully and then do what is right. There is nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with that. Guys, look, don't try to overburden your mind with this. UDP is intact.
No, it's not.
It's not.
I was at the UDP Congress. There was so many
resolutions.
There were so many things. A lot of people believe, you know, the vice president and his team deliberately tried to remove the people from the Barrow camp from the executive. The supposed constitution was changed to remove some of those, and the president, in reaction, fired Ismail and Governmental because they are part of the UDP executive.
It would have been good for you to go and ask the UDP executive, since you were at that Congress. I was in there. France when the Congress was happening. You should have asked, but why are you doing this? You know, you should have asked the president, but why did you do this? You know, these things are simple. I mean,
but why would the president fire somebody who is the OIC he was incorporated as a company, and the board?
That's the answer.
Why would the president fire?
I don't have that answer, please. Because I did not even know that Governmental was fired until I saw it in the newspapers.
Do you think it's right?
Well, I mean, it's subjective. If I were the president, I would have left him there. Because, you know, he's a Gambian, he's a lawyer. But, you know, I don't know why he was fired. I don't know the reasons. I heard, you know, I mean, no reasons were given.
Yeah.
You know, as always the case, I mean, government normally don't give out the reasons because, you know, you don't want to have a heart, you know, to go and give a reason to say that I'm firing you because of this and that and that and that and that. No, normally governments don't operate like that.
But if you don't tell the people, you can tell the person.
My Fati, and people kept asking, he said, I did it for national interest, but he just hired my Fati as a special advisor. What's the equation there?
No, no, hold on. He did not say that Mai committed anything wrong.
No, he said, but because of national interest.
He did not say that Mai was acting, I mean, not in tandem with the mandate that was given to him. All what he said was in national interest. You journalists should have gone to ask, but what do you mean by national interest? Since you did not ask him until he brought him back again.
He never answered.
To serve as his advisor. You want me to tell you why, you know, he was fired? Even
Mai doesn't know. Even Mai doesn't know.
Even Mai doesn't know. Fantastic. So
so then it seems like that's the norm. You get fired and you don't know why you got fired.
Are you sure?
Well, Mai doesn't know why he got fired. Governmental doesn't know why he got fired.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I mean, most of the time, governments don't work like that, where, you know, you go and tell people, you know, you write, this is, you are fired because of this and that and that and that and that.
Thank you very much, Ebrima. Thank you very much. Is President Barrow going to rerun for second time?
Are you Barrow?
He's made the second time. Barrow second time. Barrow second time.
Ask Barrow whether he
if the UDP present a candidate and Barrow reruns, what happens to people like you? What happens? UDP brings their candidate. Barrow set up his own candidature. What happens to people like you?
What do you mean? What happens to people
and who
like
are you going to support?
He said he's UDP 100%.
No, hold on. Do you think Barrow is not UDP?
No, Barrow is not UDP. He resigned.
No, to resign
from the party.
Yeah. No, let me tell you. Yeah. It's like Madi Cisse gave a perfect answer for this.
Yeah.
I mean, I belong to this, to quote Madi, he said he belongs to the Sisakunda Kabilo.
Yeah.
To say that I'm getting out of the Sisakunda Kabilo, does that make you not to be a Cisse?
So you think
this was a procedural issue to satisfy a demand at the time.
Yeah.
But that does not necessarily mean that Barrow is not UDP.
Actually,
so what happens? What if Barrow becomes a candidate and UDP?
Let us read that.
And then UDP puts a candidate. Who will he support?
Who would I support?
Who would you support?
Why would you ask me?
Because you say you are UDP.
Of course, Barrow is UDP.
Barrow is not UDP.
Barrow is not UDP.
And then, you know, you just mentioned...
Let me tell you one thing. People want to see UDP divided. Because that is in
UDP
their best
is
interest.
divided.
Oh, please.
Right now, UDP is divided.
But Mr. Sillah,
there's the Dabo camp and the Barrow camp.
You see, because those who are ignorant of what UDP is will always categorize us under that. You know, at some point, people will say, these are UDP boys. You know, don't fear. You know, don't support. I mean, don't trust them. Now I heard some people say, these are Barrow, youth movement. I don't even know.
Some people
was
said
it not today that I even tell what is BYM? Because I don't.
Mr. Sillah, just before we go.
Look, let me tell you. UDP is very strong and it believes in strong internal democracy. All this bickering that you see is internal. When it comes to the interests of the party, you will see that we will all come together as one.
Okay.
Don't be moved by all this noise. We are used to that. We are used to that.
So you're enjoying it?
Barrow is UDP.
He's not.
And nothing can move him out of
that
UDP.
I will not agree.
There are certain things that
Barrow resigned from the party.
Hold on. He resigned. But technically, he is still UDP. Fatou.
Okay.
That was meant to satisfy a situation. Because all the political parties agreed that you cannot be a representative of a political party.
Yeah.
So, of course, to satisfy that technicality, he has to resign. But let me tell you one thing. As a political party, we are all committed to the ideals of the party. And that is why you have never, with all these allegations that you see going around, by other detractors that want to see UDP divided. And, make no mistakes about that. A whole lot of, camps out there want to see us divided. Because we are too strong for them. We have always been, and this has always been the case, even during the struggle. Some of them will call to say, those type of people, there are you and the world, you're really, moderate UDP, and then they will label some of us as the hardliners who don't listen, who are promoting an agenda or whatever they believe. I'm not bothered about that. I belong to UDP 100%, and I will push the agenda of the UDP.
2021 UDP
President
government.
Barrow is 100% UDP, and he will push for the agenda. If he makes mistake, people will call him out. But that does not mean that they hate him. And they will make sure that, they come together with him to make this party even stronger.
But Mr. Sillah, wait.
There is no
I have to come in there because the president is not helping when it comes to the distractors.
Why
because the president is making statements. Yes. Statements that you can say he is not UDP. The president hasn't talked about being UDP for a very long time. But so he's definitely playing a part in that issue. How do you expect
the president to say that I'm UDP when the terms and agreements of that brought him to power says that you cannot do that?
But he said that when he was talking about if UDP get a candidate, that's a coup d'etat. He did say it. He said it.
Bravo, you cannot defend it.
You didn't hear that?
No, listen.
He said it.
Where?
Oh my God,
at State House.
That? The president said. The president.
You have a candidate.
So
he's not helping.
That's the strong internal democracy of the UDP.
Mr. Sillah, it's okay.
No, you cannot defend.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sillah.
Let me tell you one thing. Let me just finally say.
Badu is pushing us to go away.
Go ahead. Let me finally say that conversations like this are really very good.
Yeah.
I mean, UDP will remain strong and united. And inshallah, all these things, little tensions that we are talking about, very soon you will see us emerge again, strong. You know, and I have to tell you, people will still remain to be on their guard. They will not allow anything that will rob us of what we stood against. This is the principle. This is the stated principle of the party. And we will continue to be one, united, and then, you know, be each other's keeper. This is what we are known for, and this is what we will continue to do, and no internal bickering will change that.
No internal bickering will change that. And we will be here to watch every step of this journey until 2021.
Let's read there, you'll see.
Thank you so much, Ebrima, Sillah. Thank you very much, Oli. Good night to you all. Bye-bye.
Sampa deena déedéet daf ma yónni woon ma joué ko bii waaw yàlla def mu gagné jàppoon $100,000 la
la ilaha illallah
te yow xam nga ne sama papa dafa amee cardiaque
yow da ngaa dof yow xam nga luy $100,000
am naa ko kay man naa lu ñëw bëggoon nga dimbali
demal na nga def damaa toog rek sama xel mi ne ci yow xam nga barki démb li daal si benn waay fee waaw ma romb ko rek barki démb waaw muy yuuxu di tëb ma ni kii lu ko dal ñu ne ma daal ci loto gaming Gambie bi la laal
jar na ko
laal na ci lu di waaw
nga dafa am quarté am kente am tiercé waaw maanaam nag tey jii kente bi la te jackpot bee passé xaalis
kente mooy lan
kente maanaam mooy juróomi fas yi
waaw beneen bi
am na quarté mooy ñeenti fas yi ak tiercé tey nag xaalis bi daa gën a yokk
lu tax
ndax jackpot bële dañ kaa tegaat ci bii maanaam juróomi fas yi boo ko jàppee ci ordre mooy risque nga désordre bi sax day fay bu ma ko jàppoon
yooyu moom noonu la demee da ngay dem rek jouer
am na lu ma yaakaar
man gis naa seen kii yi keesku yu ndaw yi ci biir dëkk bi mais daal dama ni lii moom amul xaalis da nga ciy def sa xaalis
day jël wecce rek sànni ko fa xool jëmbat la la ilaha illallah yow li nga wax ni tey ji bu yàlla dogaloon ma gañe ko lu mu gàtt
fi mu toll nii boo gañe woon $100,000
waaw lu may def
waaw nooy def
xam nga yow sama xarit nga
waaw
damay fexe nga rey say noonu
ci nan
lu mu gàtt $50,000
waay
Thierno woowee ambulance
lan la lu xew ni
sa baay gay dee na
sama papa gay lu ko rey
$100,000 da laa ne ko boo ma gañaloon si li ma la yónni dama ko koy jox mu daanu ni sama kaw
man waxuma ko mu waxee woon la ko noonu yow la ko waroon informé ndax yow yaa ko gañe yaa gañe jàppoon.
Dreaming of owning a property in a prime location with great proximity and fantastic neighborhood? EJ Investments Sanyang Seaview Estate is the best choice you have been waiting for. Our Sanyang Seaview Estate is approximately 15 minutes drive away from the busy hub of Brusubi roundabout and into the heart of nature, where you can have a peaceful and relaxed lifestyle with your family. You can buy a finished 4-bedroom story with 5-year flexible payment plan or a service plot with 2-year payment plan option. With over 300 homes, you will enjoy big tar roads with covered drainage, modern electrification with solar street lights, gated entrance with security post, and a breath-catching experience of our beautiful sea view and lake view. You can own a home today at our Sanyang Seaview Estate. Call us today on 446-4838 or 325-9220. Visit our website on ejinvestments.net. EJ Investments, first in property.
fay lempo warugal la si képp koo xam ne doomi réew mi nga ak ñu fi dëkk bu fekkee ne ci at mi sa koom-koom weesu na $20,000 mbete weer bu nekk di nga am lu tollu si $2,000. lempo si la nguur gi di sukkandeku ngir liggéey yokkute réew mi. GRA mooy banxaas bu nguuri Gambia sas ngir mu fayeku lépp luy lempo ci biir réew mi ba tax na GRA di yëgal faykati lempo yi ne warugal la pour ñu fay lu ñu naan withholding tax on contract payment maanaam maanaam bépp contract bu waay joxe te si biir réew mi la ñu toog kon xaalis si contract bi ngeen nangotoo war nga cee wàññi ci xayma téeméer bu nekk fukka bu fekkee ne contracto bi dëkkut ci biir réew mi bu boobaa di nga war a wàññi téeméer bu nekk fukka ak juróom lii mooy lempo bu ñu naan withholding tax on contract payment lii mooy lempo bi nga xam ne yow mi joxe contract warugal la nga wëlbatiku dem fay ko ci maakaani GRA tax office bu la gën a jege mbete ci banque yi GRA jagleel pour fay lempo war ngaa jébal lempo bi si diiri fukki fan ak juróom gannaaw bi nga wàññee ci xaalis si contract bi amul benn contracto bu ñu teggil fay lempo bi xanaa mu fekk ne nguuri Gambia ñoo ko jégale boole si projet yi nga xam ne mbootaay ndimbali ñoo koy dépense GRA di fayeku lempo ngir yokkute réew mi.
Every young Gambian dreams of a university degree. He wants a good paying job after graduation, a pretty wife, and ultimately own a dream home.
What if I can't afford my desired dream home?
And that is why you need to visit Universal Properties.
We specialize in customer satisfaction. We listen to every of our clients' needs when we show the properties to our clients. Before you know it, you hear the client saying,
I like this house.
This is the room that cuts my heart.
And most of the time, they cling to the door, never to let go. Most clients want to close the deal right there. And that is why we always have their contracts in the trunk of our cars. We work at our client's pace. No haggle, no hassle.
We're waiting for you at our office in Caraba Avenue here in the Gambia.
Have you run out of cash power? Do you want to transfer funds to your family? Or do you want salary advance without coming to the bank? Your banking services have just been brought to you on your mobile phone. Download and install from your App Store or Google Play Trust Bank's mobile app. Simply search for TBL mobile app and follow the instructions. You can access the following services: funds transfer, cash power purchase, forex rates enquiries, mobile airtime top-up, mini statement, balance enquiry. TBL app is the only app that allows you to take salary advance and many more. You can also interact with your customers using our USSD code by dialing *533#. At Trust Bank, we bring innovation that is useful to you, our valued customer. With our mobile app and USSD, banking is at your fingertips. Trust Bank Limited, proudly Gambian.
Make a difference and text CAR CAR to 900 to win a car with Gamcell. Gamcell and Rotary Club of Bruceby brings you a chance to win a brand new SUV Corando. The more you text, the more chances you win. Join Gamcell today for your chance to win a car, fridge freezers, televisions, smartphones, and lots of cash prizes. Draws will be held live on GRTS TV. Proceeds will be used to help the humanitarian activities of the Rotary Club of Bruceby in the Gambia. Every SMS costs $10. Your SMS could save someone's life. Join us and text CAR CAR to 900 today. A brand new SUV Corando awaits you. Rotary, making a difference. Gamcell, Yai Borom.
Sophie meew la bu sell te neex baax na ci halal ak mag yépp am na calcium iron protein ak vitamine yu bari. Sophie full cream powder milk la am na 20 gram 200 gram ak 400 gram ku ko ñam dootu ko bàyyi. Sophie, proudly Gambian.
GIA, the Gambia International Airlines, is getting bigger, better, and stronger as the sole ground operator at the Banjul International Airport. With an expansion in travel services, customers are assured of GIA's capacity to cater for all their travel needs, provided by professional, experienced, and ever-smiling staff. GIA's Hajj package and services, by far the best in the country, give the customers the opportunity for a memorable Hajj experience. For a more efficient cargo services, GIA means business as it launches its new multi-million-dollar ultra-modern cargo complex to revitalize and stimulate air transport. GIA, the pride of the Gambia.